So here we are, video three, wine number three for June. The sun challenge is still here. I keep moving about the porch. The music is louder in town for girls' night out. The critters are chirping louder. Not sure they're birds, but here we go. So you've seen the picture I posted recently on social media, and I think I put it in one of the emails of me leaning against what looks like a tree, but it's actually a 400-year-old vine. And that was at this winery, Tenuta San Francesco in Tramonti. Tramonti is kind of up in the hills, about 20 minutes, half hour up from Amalfi, not just the Amalfi coast, but from the town of Amalfi. And as I told the story at the during the Zoom, for those of you who weren't there, I was in a restaurant in Amalfi, and there was the bloviating American, loud American, sitting at a table behind me with two women, going on and on about how much he loved Italian culture, and knew Italy top to bottom. And here I am sitting in this really nice little restaurant. And I asked the waiter, "Hey, I'd like to get a wine that's from the winery closest here." And he brought over a white wine from Tenuta San Francesco that I thought was outstanding. And almost was the wine I chose this month. So, it was an incredibly reasonable price. I think it was at the time, maybe like €20, and for a restaurant price, and it was beautiful. Loved it, and the guy was going on and on. I finally turned around to look at him. And yes, I will be a little biased here. He had the big Texas accent too. And I turned around, and he was drinking a bottle of fucking Santa Margarita. So, I started, see this train going by. And I started to laugh, and I said, "Here's the guy who knows Italy top to bottom." And he picks a wine that was from probably the farthest distance away, and also was priced at €25. So it's not just overpriced here; it's overpriced there too. So, I had a good laugh to myself, and as Mr. Italian culture was sucking down his mass-produced Santa Margarita from a whole country away, all the way up north. So I love the wine. I called the winery the next day, and I said, "Do you have a tasting room? Can I visit?" And they said, "Come by this afternoon." And after walking down the street, the shepherd, a modern day shepherd, there were about 30, 40 sheep in the street. As I parked out, away for them to come by, shepherd on a cell phone, went into the winery, and Tramonti is this really hilly area, beautiful area, old rustic vineyard here. And this wine project is really three local families. They were buying grapes from the San Francesco convent. The nuns were selling them grapes. They buy parcels of grapes from all around Tramonti, not a big area. I think something like 20, 30 different parcels, and the biggest one's like an acre and a half. So, so those vines, by the way, are a grape called Tintorre de Tramonti, which only grow in Tramonti, and they do make a wine. And I tried to do a special offer for it, but we're going to come back and revisit to see how you think about this wine. This is a blend. This is a blend of Tintorre and Aglianico. If you remember, we had Aglianico and a couple months ago at the San Salvatore. This is a blend, though: Aglianico, Tintorre, and Rosso, which is another grape, and a little bit lighter grape, often blended with Aglianico. But this has Tintorre, comes in about 13% alcohol. It's going to be rich. This is going to be your a great June grilled meat wine. I really think that's where you're going to go with this one. And not necessarily beef. I can see this with lamb. I could see it with pork. I could see it with chicken. But this is a good grilled meat wine. Sausages, if you throw them on the grill too. Heck, even burgers. I was excited when I saw this. This has only been in the country for like 3 weeks. When I went to the Amalfi Coast 4 years ago, I looked all over, and one small importer had a couple of different SKUs at a place in the city. I think it was at Astor, and I bought them out. I bought out the wine that they had, and I'm down to, like, I think, one bottle of the high-end white and a bottle of the 400-year-old only Pre-Phylloxera Tintorre red that they make. And I look every few months. I look every few weeks, I should say, on 750, checking to see if anyone else is importing it, because I really want these wines and I wanted you to have them too. And finally, like 3 weeks ago, I see the one importer who I know, and I said, "Wait a second, when did you start bringing this in?" He said, "We just started. We just got it." And I said, "These are spectacular wines. It's a great place." And then he's like, "This is great. I'm excited to get these for you." And then he got COVID. He was fine though, able to get the wines. He was back to work. His whole family had it. They're all fine, and so we got that in. And I'm curious to see what you all think about it. I'm excited to try it again too. So that's it. Our wines for the month. Enjoy them. Looking for your feedback. Um, Thank you as always. I'll wear a nice shirt next month too.